Let's talk about monogamy. Is there any bona fide sexual benefits if you're in a monogamous relationship?
Many and huge benefits.
Oh, yeah?
First, the emotional ones, which lead to the sexual ones, are with honesty and trust and intimacy and only knowing this one person. I call it very personal intimacy. It not only does the energy lead to better sensuality and sexuality, but even physiologically, if you don't need protection and you don't need to worry about sexually transmitted diseases, and you add to that how well you know each other's bodies, oh my God, the sensuality and sexuality is beyond anything otherwise possible. Not otherwise possible.
I would disagree slightly. I think what you were saying in the beginning is absolutely right. That trust and connection, those are the things that count. But that does not necessarily mean that what works best for the couple is sexual exclusivity. And for different couples, having additional sexual partners, in fact, can be an aphrodisiac.
Oh, absolutely. This is about human diversity and choice. So all I'm saying is my experience is it's way worth it. And I've tried both. It's way better. But of course, somebody else has the opposite opinion, which is why we're here.
How can you help a couple that has a mismatched libido? So where one person wants sex more than the other one does?
Well, I would say if it's a serious mismatch, then you have more serious issues. But in the normal range that you can't possibly have the same feelings at the same time, usually what I've learned is that less wins. Less is more, whichever word you like better. Whoever at that moment is feeling less interested in what one of you is feeling should be honored, not with resistance and discipline, but with seeing it as an opportunity to still stay connected with the partner right where he or she is, because then that intimacy leads to more sensuality and more sexuality, perhaps not, or perhaps even more. But at least being with the actual feeling is by far the more sensual way of connecting.
So how do you honor this, the one that wants more then?
The one who wants more, which is, let's say, more often me, and that it's my experience, is I actually have learned to not want the other to receive something they're not really wanting to receive, because then the connection is reduced by the inner resistance, by the resentment or whatever. So if instead I honor that she wants less now, I still maintain the intimate spiritual connection, loving connection, and that very often leads to even more sensuality or sexuality, or if not, at least it maintains the connection of trust and love and intimacy, which is more important to me than the pure sexuality.
If a couple's working on repairing their relationship after an affair, what is the best advice to help them in the bedroom?
I think it's so important in the honesty that, of course, you didn't have because it was just breached, to start over with the honesty about what caused the breach, at least, whether you choose to stay together or not. Let's understand it better so that if you leave because you've been betrayed, at least you know what part of it was your contribution. And if you want to stay together, which I wouldn't probably be able to do once there's a breach, then at least start now to have the pure honesty, since that's what was missing, and see if that's even desired by both. If it isn't, it's probably hopeless. But if it is, start practicing it.
Recovering from an affair, we all know, is really difficult. What happens for a couple when their partner, their spouse, cheats with somebody of the same sex?
But I have had that experience. In one marriage, my wife fell in love with another woman. And in the second one, she fell in love with another man. And there's no right or wrong. In the first one, I felt like I can't compete with that. Whereas in the second one, it, in a way, hurt even more because, what do you mean, another man? So, yeah, and ideally, I mean, you eventually learn, as I have, that you only want to be with somebody who wants you anyway. So it took a while to get there. But, if you don't want me, well, then I'm not getting what I want anyway. So then you learn how to choose differently.
As someone is exploring their sexual orientation, if they have questions or they're not really sure what to do or what to make of their feelings, what is your best advice for them?
Just another example of the pure, authentic honesty of whatever you feel. If you just share it first with yourself and then with whomever your lover is, that opens the door to whatever might be most ideal for you.
Yeah. Let's talk about getting older. So what should a couple expect from their sex life as they age?
Well, it's not only the tools that can help you, like pills for male erection or lubricants, so that you're wetter. But actually, there's an unexpected gift in the aging, which is that you learn to really accept that about your own body and your lover's body, and you find new levels of intimacy that are really, really tender, and actually open the doors for intimacy, even
That's
though it's a little
beautiful, yeah.
different. Yeah.